In the last video I made showing you what I did not like about the J7. Now in this video, I'm gonna let you know what I do like about this J7. And this is going to be kind of what I like about the J7 slash review, because there's more pros than cons for me with this phone. First thing first, this is a Note 2. If you always wanted a Samsung device and you have Boost Mobile or Virgin Mobile and you wanted Samsung to make a nice big phone for Boost or Virgin Mobile, this is it. They took a Note 2, slimmed down the sides to make it more one-handleable, but it's still a two-hand device, and chopped the stylus off and basically gave you an upgraded 2016 Note 2. This is what this phone is. This phone is fantastic, guys. Besides the little stuff I did not like about the the camera and the volume on the back. And also, why didn't I say this was a con? The only reason why I didn't say this was a con, and what I mean by this as a con, is these don't light up. Your back and your home, your menu, not your menu, your recent app, but buttons, they don't light up. Now, the reason why I say that's not a con is because I have not had any problems at night knowing the difference. Some memory, just your muscle memory. You'll remember this is back, this is recent apps. I mean, that's how Samsung usually is. If you had a Samsung device, you know, you're used to it. The home button is clicky. It's fast. Look at that. Just the processing speed on here. And I don't know if this is not probably going to show the real. It's probably going to show up jittery, but it's not jittery at all, guys. This. Oh my gosh! Hold on. All these damn wasps. Process of the phone. The octa-core phone, great, solid. It's not the first. I've heard people say this is the first octa-core phone for Boost Mobile. It's not. The Flex 2 is an octa-core. It's a 6-core. No, excuse me. It's A10. It's an octa-core phone. The S7 is an octa-core phone. The S6 is Xenos processor, but it's still an octa-core phone. This is not the first octa-core phone for Boost Mobile. I will say this is the first octa-core phone under $300 from Boost. Yes, but this is not the first octa-core phone. Now, this is a full 100% brightness, and it does well. I mean, on this phone that I'm recording on, it's probably not going to show it, but it does well. It does very, very, very well. You should not have any problems out in the direct sunlight seeing the screen. And speaking of seeing the screen, the quality of the screen is nice. For 720p, this is very nice. Now, I think it's a Pental type screen, because I'll try to get this to focus. The lettering does seem kind of dotty on the lettering. Pental. So it is a Super AMOLED screen. I don't think it's on the same quality screen that they use on like the S7, S6, S5, around that. So it feels like the Note 2 screen. I've had a Note 2 before, and that's how it feels like with me. Signal issue has not been a problem for me. The radio in this phone is great. Last night I visited a friend, and where she lives, I on my other phones I used to not to get no signal. The whole trip there I had signal, so that was not an issue with me. And I had, if it dropped down to 3G, I had 3G all the way, and I was listening to iHeartRadio on the way there, and iHeartRadio never quit on me. So signal seems very improved on this phone. And speaking of Wi-Fi, let's look at the Wi-Fi real quick. Yes, guys, you see that right there? 5 gigahertz. So this phone does take 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi bands. So that's great. Very great. NFC. This phone has NFC. This phone will be able to do Android Pay and everything else on it. That's what I'm saying, guys. For what the quirks of it that I don't like, there's so many pros with the phone that I feel like you're getting your money's worth with this phone. And I feel like this phone stands itself out from the Stylo 2 only if you care about NFC, the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi bands, the octa-core processor. You have to be more of a techie person to understand why this phone costs more than the Stylo 2. The next thing I will say that I like about the phone will have to be the battery life, guys. The battery life on this phone is fantastic. I'm getting 6 to 7 hours of screen on time with about anywhere from 19 to a full 24 hours. So a day battery life out of this phone. So this phone has been fantastic, guys. As far as the battery, I've had no issues with the battery. I love that I can double tap on that and it goes straight to my camera. I mean, there's a lot of features on this phone that weigh itself out from the Stylo 2 for me. Now I'm saying for me. For you, it may not be like that. It still doesn't have a stylus, so that's what the Stylo 2 has it beat. The Stylo 2 software for its on its camera does work better than this, far as its dynamic range. So that's a plus for the Stylo 2. And right now the Stylo 2 is still $129. So regardless, do I feel like coming from 129 to 229? Now that's $100 difference right now. Is this phone $100 more worth it? No. I do not. I will not go far as to say that. Now, if right now, if you're starting between the Stylo 2 and this phone right here, and this phone's back at 229, the Stylo 2 right now at Best Buy is 129. Well, go ahead and pick up that Stylo 2. I'm telling you right now, go ahead and pick up that Stylo 2. But if you want Android Pay, if you want 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, if you want NFC, if you want a octa-core processor phone. If you want a phone that, on performance wise, this phone is faster. You can tell this phone is faster than the Stylo 2. Yes, you can tell the difference. This phone is blazingly fast, and this is with Samsung's crappy TouchWiz software. I don't like it, but I'm using it to get a feel for it, and I've been very impressed with it. So it comes down to the verdict of this. Is this phone better than the Stylo 2? Yes. Would I spend the extra $100 right now with the promotions they have at Best Buy to get this phone? No. The reason I got this phone is because when I had the Stylo 2, it was $129. This phone was $149. So I figured, hey, why not go ahead and try the J7 since it's $149 right now? Pick that up. If I don't like it, I can return it and get the Stylo 2 back. And these are my pros and a little slash kind of review, I would say, on the J7, guys. I think you will love this phone if you do decide to pick it up. The only issues I have with this phone is really just small, I think that's ugly. I think that the outside design of the phone is very ugly, but that's why with this case I didn't put it down as a con because I felt like most people are going to get cases anyway. I know I was going to get a case, so that's going to hide the design. But basically, guys, the J7 for Boost Mobile is your Note series without the stylus, but it's the Note. All right, guys, keep funny out. Peace.